What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about if Spyro 4 will finally be announced in 2022. Now, it's another year we're coming into, and therefore it's another year that we talk about the possibility of a couple different games, and Spyro is obviously one of them. It is repetitive in the way that, we did this last year. I don't remember if we did it necessarily the year before, but, I want a new Spyro game. I think a lot of people want a new Spyro game, and I guess to start off right away, right? There is definitely a new Spyro game happening, right? I think, for sure, they're making it. They've been making it for quite a while now. We don't necessarily know what team would be making it, but I don't know. Context clues, the idea that a new Spyro game is being made, I think is, again, very, very likely, if not 100%. And, I don't necessarily think 2022 will be the year that we get it, although it should. I just don't want to get too ahead of the eight ball. It will probably be the year that we hear about it. I believe the 25th anniversary of Spyro is in 2023, but yet again, Crash did the same thing, right? Crash's anniversary was this year, whereas last year was when Crash 4 came out. So you don't have to have a game release or even announce the game the year of a anniversary. It's just, anniversaries happen technically every year, and it's hard, necessarily to line them up. But again, I do think there's one being made. Now, the thing that I've said, and really this is the same thing for this game as it is for that Wumpa League game, any game, remember, controlled by Activision, or any studio controlled by Activision, I should say, was working on Call of Duty for the last, now, not anymore, at least from what it seems like, but, for a good amount of time, 5-6 months, every single studio owned by Activision was moved on to help with Call of Duty in some way, whether it was to support Warzone, or whether it was to make Vanguard, or multiplayer for Vanguard, or whatever. That was the plan. And, I got very upset about that when it came to Crash, because I do believe there's, the Wumpa League game being made, and you're taking these developers that should be kind of diversifying your portfolio, which is why you have them, and you're making them, all work on the same franchise because it's your lifeline. If you lose Call of Duty, there is no Activision, right? Kind of a bad way, I would overall say, to build your business. But that is a little bit about what worries me, right? Because that's why I say, there's not 100% certainty, I have at least, of Spyro releasing in 2022. I think it would have easily been possible, if not have released this past year, if not for what just happened. Because you have to imagine, this is something that doesn't really happen in the gaming industry, right? You don't really, it's not like you finish a game and you put it down for 6, 7, 8 months and then you release it. That's not how game development works. This is an interesting one where it's these guys, any of these people that were working in any of these games, they literally put it down. Whatever game it was, whatever, they put it down for half a year almost. And so that literally stalled any game being made for 6 months. So if the plan was to announce Spyro now and then release it, middle of 2022, move it 6 months. At least, maybe, if not more. Again, from what it seems like, studios have gone back to normal. Everybody's back to their normal job until, Activision has another internal crisis and eventually needs to, give everybody or get everybody back on board. But I would imagine because of that, things have been pushed. But again, there's enough clues, I would say, that there's a new Spyro game coming. I think it honestly would have been announced this year, probably late this year. And so I imagine next year would be the time. I guess the final thing would be to very briefly mention the stuff, internally that's been happening at Activision. I do think it has, number one, I'm very much against it. Treat everybody how you want to be treated. It's an old saying that I don't think really anybody grows up with now, in their head. Nobody ever teaches these people these things. So I would just say that as a general blanket statement for the stuff going on internally. But the tough thing is, I want that stuff solved, and it needs to be solved, and it should be solved. But I wonder, and we haven't really seen it yet, what it does to these games being announced, being shown. Actually, we kind of do know in a way, right? The Game Awards boycotted them. They're we're not going to show it. And that's kind of the thing, right? If everybody's kind of on the same page with, we don't want to give them attention, we don't want to give them support, we're not helping them. So say Sony does that, right? Say the idea was to announce Spyro 4 at a Sony State of Play or a PlayStation Experience or, whatever, an online show. what if Sony is on board and they say, like, we're not doing that until you fix these problems? So it quickly becomes a thing where, yeah, like, and again, I don't think, you know what I'm trying to say, like, I don't think we should be ignoring the internal stuff at Activision, but if you only want to talk about, you know, the games and releasing, I don't think you're evil. I don't think that's wrong. But the tough thing is, I think they kind of blend together. You know what I mean? I think they kind of are the same thing, where they may not even be given the chance to announce this game publicly in the way that they may want to, because nobody is on their side. So it's almost like a wait and see for them to fix their culture issue, you know, inside their offices. So I hope we see it. I think we'll see it. You know, I can't imagine we go through, you know, 2022 and there's nothing for, I guess, either like Spyro or Crash. There's got to be something. You can't just have Call of Duty come out again next year and have it be, you know, again, probably a disaster behind the scenes. It needs to, you know, you have to diversify just a little bit. So I imagine we see Spyro 4 next year at some point. And, you know, if this stuff that just recently happened didn't happen, I would say the game would release next year. But, you know, as of right now, I'm not sure. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Hit the bell icon so you guys know when all these videos go up. If you want to follow me anywhere else, I have a Twitter. I have a second channel. I also have Patreon and YouTube memberships. If you guys want to support us in any of those places, links for them all are in the description below. Thank you for watching, guys, and I hope to see you all on the next video.